In section 1 of Excel, you learned what a relative reference was. That is, if you copy a formula, the cell reference changes automatically. In section 3, we are going to be using the Waterfront Bistro, and we're looking at the cost or the expenses that the bistro incurs throughout the year. And we're trying to project what our costs will be next year by quarters. The first 3 months is quarter 1, the second 3 months quarter 2, so on and so forth. So what we're using is last year's average quarter expenses, and we're going to multiply that by our target factors for increase by quarter. What does that mean? It means that for advertising, we are projecting or saying that our advertising budget is going to increase by 5%. We write it as 1.05 because the 1 represents 100% of last year's average, and the 0.05 represents an additional 5%. So if we put in a formula in here, we want to take last year's average. So all formulas begin with an equal sign. We want to take last year's average times our projected target factor, or our 5% increase. When we press the Enter key and we copy this down, we know with a relative cell reference that the formula is going to change. And I want you to notice that we did it wrong, and I did it wrong because I wanted you to see the problem. As we copy it down, remember what's going to change as we copy down. B6 will turn to B7, and D4 will turn to D5. What's in D5? Nothing. It says quarter 1. Can we multiply a cell reference by a bunch of words? No. So what we have to do is we need to undo, and we need to look at this formula a little bit better. And what we need to do is we want to make sure that as we go down quarter 1, we're always multiplying by 1.05. And then to do that and to ensure that the computer is going to make sure it stays D4 all the way down, what we want to do is we want to click somewhere on D4, press the F4 key one time. And when we do F4, notice there's some dollar signs there. If we have 2 dollar signs, one before the D, one before the 4, or one before the row column reference and one before the row reference, that means we have created an absolute cell reference. An absolute cell reference means when copied, it doesn't change. So let's go ahead and press Enter. Click on that cell, grab the fill handle, and move it down. And I'm just going to show formulas. And I want you to notice now when I copy it down, D4 stays constant. It never changes. So let's try that one more time. For quarter 2, we want advertising times our projected or our target factor. So we're going to go equal B6 times an 8% increase. And again, F4 makes it absolute. Press the Enter key and we can copy it down. That's your lesson on absolute cell references. Again, if you have questions, use the discussion board or email me and I'll try to help you out.